Inside the CIA's plan to silence a whistleblower. The story of Julian Assange and WikiLeaks is a complex and controversial one that involves government espionage, revenge, and the freedom of the press. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the Assange saga, from his time at the Ecuadorian embassy to his current legal battle, and explore the motives behind the US government's pursuit of him. The CIA plotted to assassinate Julian Assange in 2017. Officials at the highest levels of the US government were involved in this plan, which included specific suggestions, diagrams, and committee reviews before it was approved. The CIA and multiple other secret intelligence agencies wanted to kill him so badly that they were willing to break international law in broad daylight. But why did they want to eliminate him so badly? To understand the true story, we need to go back to 1999 when Assange had an idea. Over history, there had been countless cases of corruption and crimes that were never reported because it was too risky for whistleblowers to leak the information. Assange thought of creating an organization that could do the leaking for the whistleblower while keeping their identity anonymous. This was the idea behind WikiLeaks, which Assange launched with friends in Iceland in 2006. At first, WikiLeaks did not get much attention, but this changed when it made the bold choice of leaking US government documents in November of 2007. This included a document entitled Standard Operating Procedures from Guantanamo Bay, which confirmed people's worst fears about the shadowy prison. This began a long and drawn-out hunt for Assange, who was protected by international laws. However, many people in the US government wanted revenge, including those who were affected by the leaks, such as Hillary Clinton. Despite the backlash, WikiLeaks continued to publish more and more leaks, including nearly 600,000 messages sent by US officials during 9/11 and documents exposed in the US's war on terror. The final straw came when WikiLeaks supported Edward Snowden, which put the organization on the US's radar. The government granted the FBI unrestricted access to warrants and subpoenas for anything related to the website. And the CIA established a separate team called the WikiLeaks team to find evidence of links between WikiLeaks and hostile foreign powers. The plan to assassinate Julian Assange in 2017 was the culmination of years of resentment by the CIA and other intelligence agencies. However, the true motivation behind this plan is still unclear. During the early days of WikiLeaks, Julian Assange was able to freely travel the world and pursue leads for the organization. He even received recognition for his work, including the Amnesty International UK Media Award and the Economist Award. However, in 2010, his life took a dramatic turn when he was accused of sexual crimes by Swedish officials. Assange was arrested and later released on bail, but he found himself stranded in London without a way to get to Ecuador, where he had requested asylum. Eventually, he sought refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he spent the rest of his life in a small room with limited resources. Despite being stuck in the embassy, Assange was able to continue working on WikiLeaks thanks to his computer and internet connection. This infuriated the US government, who had been trying to prosecute him for years. Although there were debates within the government about whether WikiLeaks was indictable under the Espionage Act, the Obama government had prohibited his prosecution in 2013. In 2016, WikiLeaks published leaked messages that implicated the Democrats in a scheme to handicap their political opponents. This gave the left wing of the government a reason to hate Assange as well, and factions within different government agencies continued to push for his prosecution. Nevertheless, Assange remained untouchable within the embassy and continued to publish leaks. According to a former senior official, the Ecuadorian embassy was filled with government agents to the point where every human being in the 3-block radius was working for one of the intelligence services, including street sweepers, police officers, and security guards. The CIA was determined to get to Assange's son first and put their plans into action. One plan involved waiting for an escape attempt and starting a gunfight with Russian agents, hopefully securing or killing Assange in the process. Another plan involved crashing a car into Assange's car and grabbing him or shooting him. The British agreed to open fire on the tires or fly a helicopter above the plane to prevent him from leaving the country, and friendly European countries could deny their airspace to the plane. The CIA also had a man on the inside at the embassy who was giving them intel on Assange's daily life, and plans were made to poison Assange, perhaps using this inside man. The CIA's disregard for legality and hatred for Assange was wearing thin at the White House, and legal representatives shut down the plans, as they would harm the U.S.'s legal case and have diplomatic consequences. Over time, the Ecuadorian government's relationship with Assange soured, and they eventually gave him up to British police in April 2019. Assange is still in the process of appealing extradition to the U.S., but the motive of revenge for embarrassing the U.S. has not changed. The U.S. is determined to punish whistleblowers and maintain their ability to spy on their people, making the future grim for Assange and the freedom of the press. Thank you for watching our video on the dramatic events surrounding Julian Assange's time in the Ecuadorian embassy. We hope that you found it informative and eye-opening. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're always the first to know when we upload new videos.